Taxes gives everyone a headache, but if you're an American living and working abroad, that headache can feel just a little bit more painful. With this video, I hope I can alleviate some of that pain by offering a few tips on how to file taxes as an American here in Germany. I'm Josiah. I've been living in Germany since 2007, and this channel is all about life here in Germany. If that sort of thing is relevant to you, be sure to subscribe. And if today's video is helpful, of course, hit that like button as well. If you're an American living in Germany, I'm going to assume that you're also working here, which means you pay income taxes here in Germany on what you earn. But what about the IRS? What does it look like when you have to pay taxes to them? I have some good and bad news. Sadly for Americans, the bad news is regardless of where in the world you earn your income, you owe taxes to the IRS for that income. But the good news is thankfully for Americans working here in Germany, the US and Germany have agreements in place that help prevent Americans from being double taxed, from double taxation. For most Americans employed in Germany, you pay your income taxes directly to Germany with every paycheck you get. And it would be terrible if you had to pay, again, taxes on the same income to the IRS. But don't worry, there are agreements in place that help prevent that. Though there are agreements in place to prevent things like double taxation, you still are required and need to file a tax return each year with the IRS, in addition to filing your normal income tax return here in Germany. Taxes are an incredibly complicated topic, and with that, there is only one piece of advice I'm going to give you, and it's the only piece of advice I'm qualified to give you, and that is, with whatever you do, make sure you do your taxes the right way. Having the IRS or the Finanzamt not happy with you because of your taxes is probably one of the worst things that could possibly happen. I know you're thinking, great advice, Josiah. How do you go about getting your taxes done the right way? Where do you even begin? Well, I've come up with a few tips to help you get your taxes done the right way. Tip number one, make a game plan. You need a strategy, you need a game plan. To make your game plan, here's some things that you need to know. For starters, the IRS tax deadline, as we all know, is April 14th every year. But for Americans who are living abroad as expats, you're given an extra 2 months in order to file. The German tax deadline is every year on July 31st. So with both of those, you have up until the summer to file your American and German tax returns. Even if you don't owe money to the IRS, you still need to file a return with them telling how much you made and how much taxes you paid here in Germany. My yearly game plan when it comes to filing my taxes is to file my German income tax return first. I do this as soon as I've received all the needed paperwork I need from my employer, once I've received all my tax deductible receipts from our yearly giving, and then I'm good to go and I go out and I file my German tax return. So maybe it's your first time filing an income tax return here in Germany. To know what documents you need in order to file your German tax return, I'll leave some links down in the description below that will list out some of the basics for you, along with some other helpful links from qualified sources that will help you in forming your plan. After I file my German tax return, I go ahead and then file my return with the IRS. I don't know what your situation is going to be. For me, because my income is all in one place here in Germany, I file with Germany first. Maybe you move to Germany in the middle of the tax year. Maybe your situation looks different. It can be very difficult to know what the best way forward is, which leads us to tip number two, to find a tax professional to help you. If you are so completely lost when it comes to taxes, or maybe you have a very complicated tax situation, don't turn to Facebook groups or YouTube channels for tax advice. Go find a professional. You probably even need to hire 2 tax professionals because you need to as well file here in Germany, but then you need a tax specialist to help you file with the IRS in the States. This is what I've done the last few years. Using the tax software is just not made for people who have exceptional circumstances, and it has never worked out for me when filing my tax return with the IRS. I went out and I bit the bullet. I hired a German tax specialist as well as an American expat tax specialist. Collectively, I pay around $1,200 per year in tax prep services, which is really painful and sucks. But in the end of the day, I have real people who I can talk to, and these people get to know my situation. And in the end of the day, they actually help me get more money back when I file my returns, as opposed to when I used some of the popular tax software, it told me I owed upwards of $5,000 in taxes. Those tax apps are great if you have a standard tax situation, but let's face it, if you're an American working in Germany, you're not in a tax situation that's standard. For me, I've been using H&R Block the last few years when I file with the IRS. They have physical offices here in Germany that specialize in working with American expats. They're easy to work with, they're often quite busy, so email I have found is the fastest way to communicate with them. I'll leave that information down in the description below and you can get in touch with them. When it comes to German tax services, this is an area where you could potentially use a software-based solution. For German taxes, some software that are available in English are Wundertax, TaxFix. I will leave some of their information down in the description below and you can check them out. Maybe it's your first time filing here in Germany or you have a complicated tax situation and you need an actual tax preparation service to file your German returns. Shoot me a message and I'll be happy to share the office I work with in the event that you can't find anything or anyone in your area. Hey, question of the day. If you filed your taxes here in Germany before, what services have you used and how was your experience? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you in the comments section below. So once you make your game plan and you decide how are you actually going to file, are you going to use a software solution or go with a tax prep service, you are already on your way to filing your taxes and doing it the right way and staying out of trouble with the IRS or the Finanzamt. I hope your tax headache is not as bad as it was just a few minutes ago. Just remember, there are systems in place to help you get your taxes done. Never let the complicated tax systems deter you from living and working as an American here in Germany. You can totally do it. Again, I hope this video is a helpful encouragement to you as you navigate the complicated world of international tax systems. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you next time.